phone calls are a great way to follow up with your leads, but people don't answer their phones anymore for numbers they don't recognize. They only answer for their contacts, and everyone else goes to do not disturb. So what you can do to harness the power of phone calls without getting snubbed by your leads who just aren't responding because of all the robocalls going around, you can use something called a voicemail drop. And what that does is it makes a voicemail appear in their mailbox. They'll get the notification that it's there, and they'll be intrigued. They'll listen to it, and they'll engage with you. So I'm going to show you now how to set up a voicemail drop. So first thing we're going to do is create a workflow. Start from scratch. We'll call this voicemail drop. Now we won't add a trigger. This will be a manual workflow, and I'll tell you what that means here in a minute. And we'll do first we'll do drip, and I like doing drip here as opposed to on the contact page because it's just nice and foolproof. We'll do 50 a day. How about that? Or we could do 50 a day, 20 a day, whatever. 50 every day. Save action. We'll even label it drip mode 50 per day. Okay. Now we'll do the actual workflow. So we'll do VM voicemail. Here we go. So from here you need to upload a file. What I like to do is go to onlinevoicerecorder.com, online-voice-recorder.com. Click this button, and then it'll ask for access to your microphone, and from there it'll record your voice. So I'll do that now. Okay. Allow. Hello. Check. So this is my voicemail. I can now put this in my workflow, and I will be able to use this as a voicemail message for my leads to receive. So I'm going to stop this. I can save this. And let's go back to, hello. Here we go. So now I can upload this file, and it will appear in this step. So I click play. Hello. Check. Flow. So you might not be able to hear it, but that's the voicemail, and if I save this action, it will appear. And now what I can do is add a text message. So I'll say wait, and I'll wait, 3 minutes or 1 minute, realistically. And then we'll send an SMS. Hey, it's Matt from Golf Pros LLC. Golf Pros Coaching. You still looking for a coach? Or you could say, I just left you a voice message. Are you still looking for a coach? You have to reference the voice message for it to be as effective as possible. Or you could say, are you still looking for a coach is one. Is this contact first name? You can grab that from this menu here. Contact first name. Making sure I have the right number. We'll save that. Okay. What you can also do here is leave a blank voicemail. So you would just go back to onlinevoicerecorder.com. Real fast, just click the play button, record button, and then stop it, and you would get like a clicking sound. It would be like a bumper. Like it's not a clicking sound like it's supposed to be there. It's a click sound like it's not supposed to be there. And you would upload the blank audio file, and then you would say something like, "Hey, it's Matt from Golf Pros Coaching. Just left you. I tried. That was me that just tried calling. I have a pretty bad connection here, but I think my connection may be bad. Are you still interested in a golf program or in golf coaching? One-on-one golf coaching." And that would be a blank voicemail, and you would do it just like this. Now, if you wanted, you could put another wait step here. Make them wait, wait a day. People don't respond to text after a day, so give them 1 day to respond. And then we'll do, in the settings here, stop on response. And here's what'll happen. Here's what I'm building. So if you want to keep track of these people in your lead pipeline, you'll allow them to respond to this workflow. And when they do, they get pulled from this workflow. And then also, let's go back to workflows here. We'll create another workflow. Give it a second. It'll take a second here. Create workflow. Start from scratch. And we'll call this one replied to VM drop. Replied to VM drop. Okay. And here we can say customer replied to voicemail drop. And we'll add that workflow here. So replied to workflow, VM drop. And the goal here is we're going to move them along your opportunity pipeline to reflect that they are engaged. So we're going to say opportunity. I like this create update opportunity step. I know it's deprecated. Lead pipeline. We'll move them to hot lead, or for you it might be responded. It might look different. Whatever your sales process is or whatever your client's process is, you want to make this map onto that. So for me, it's moving from lead to hot lead. And I would leave the source the same. You don't want to lose that data. You can do a couple of things here. You can do contact.full name and then do VM drop. Or you can just leave that blank and have it populate with their name and then tag them VM drop. The tricky part with this is if you make their name in the opportunity full name VM drop, that will stay their name on that opportunity until you manually change it, whether that be in another step like this one where you overwrite it again with, contact.name, or if you overwrite it manually by clicking on their opportunity. But that might be tricky if they get reactivated at another point, database reactivation, or some other way they pop back up into the sales pipeline. They're going to keep that suffix of VM drop, and that might not be useful for you. That might be confusing for the client. It might create confusion. So another thing you can do is add tag. And the nice thing here is you can actually make tags from this menu. VM drop, add new tag, and that's how that would work. So now we can save that, and that's how you do a VM drop. The last thing I want to show you, I don't know why I pointed with my pinky there. The last thing I want to show you is if we go to contacts, this is where you're going to send this voicemail drop from. So let's say we have a smart list here. I don't, but let's just say we do. We'll select everybody on the list, and we can add to automation. This is, let's say, an imported list or a reactivation of lost leads. You can do whatever you want with this, but these are just two use cases you might have. We'll call this VM drop manual workflow entry, and then we can select the workflow here, VM drop. And because we did drip mode in there, we don't have to do it here. And here's the reason you do drip. Here's the reason you do drip mode. You would do that because if you have 1,000 leads like I have on this list, you're going to get 1,000 voicemails going out. So you might get, let's say conservatively, 10% of people respond. You're going to get 100 responses. You can't manage that. So what we want to do is drip it out 50 a day, give it a consistent flow, and give you time to respond to the people who actually, engage with you and want conversation. You won't get a bunch of them at once because it's a lot to manage on top of what you're already doing. So we'll add to automation, send all at once because the drip step is in there, and then they will go through the automation. So anyway, I hope this is helpful. And if you have any questions, of course, you can just leave a comment or shoot me an email. And I hope you have a great day.